Hello dear students, I am CA Pragnesh Kanabar and I am going to give you a very crisp video on internal audit chapter for CA Final Audit, which is going to be completely exam oriented. Alright, don't worry, I have done the complete postmortem, pura postmortem karke rakha hai about all the theoretical questions and all types of questions which are given in this particular chapter of internal audit. So as per my analysis, they have given test your knowledge questions, they have given test your understanding questions over here, which are little application based, and there is no integrated case study based MCQ that they have given over here. I've gone through the entire PDF, don't worry about it. All right, okay, now coming straight away to the bumper announcement, that a bumper surprise, I must say that I've created complete handwritten notes for internal audit, and this is going to help you to revise ASAP. Okay, so the content of this chapter, see, it's not like you're not aware about internal audit. You know, internal audit is an audit of internal controls, business procedures and systems of the entity. Okay, the content of this chapter gets divided into three parts. One is section 138 of Companies Act 2013, where we talk about applicability and eligibility of internal audit, and there are questions also based upon that. Second is the internal audit theory points. If you see, I have given the list of all the theory points. It goes from, starts from A, goes till I. All right, and then we have a discussion on SA 610, but let me tell you, SA 610 is extremely interesting and SA 610 is very critical. I have covered it in my essay revision lectures, and essay revision lectures, जैसे कि आप सब जानते हैं, I've already issued on Telegram, YouTube, everywhere. All right, so you can search that and you will find the links below this video also. So separate revision video and notes are already there for SA 610. Okay, and let me tell you the questions, you know, that are with respect to SA 610. So I would say that you can pause this video, first revise SA 610 and then go through this, then also it is fine. So I have given over here this theoretical question 2, question 4, question 5. All right, and you, once you hear me out on SA 610, you will be easily able to solve this. Yeah, so these are the questions that I am seeing over here, and also test your understanding question number 3. Yeah, so these are the questions on SA 610. Okay, so that particular part is done. You can do it from my separate revision video. Now section 138 of Companies Act 2013. So when we talk about section 138 of Companies Act 2013, it tells you that which companies are supposed to appoint internal auditor. So it talks about applicability of internal audit, also talks about who can conduct internal audit. Now who can conduct internal audit? It could be chartered accountant, cost accountant, or any other person, any other professional as considered suitable by the board of directors. That person may be in practice or not. That means the internal auditor can also be an employee of the company. Now when we look at the question bank, the test your understanding first question, I repeat, test your understanding first question is on this point, that there is a non-CA who has good amount of experience. All right, no, he is a graduate in law, has good amount of experience. Can he be appointed as an internal auditor, and that also chief internal auditor? The answer says that yes, it can be appointed because he has good good experience in this particular field, and it is not necessary that internal auditor has to be a chartered accountant. So they are questioning on that point, but I think students can easily answer that. Then applicability of internal audit, public company, private company. If public company, if it is a listed company, then it is mandatory. In case of unlisted public company, 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 4 numerical limits. If any of this condition is fulfilled, then internal audit becomes applicable. That means even if one condition also gets fulfilled, then internal audit becomes applicable. All right, so paid up share capital, you have to check as per the preceding financial year, देखना है whether it is 50 crore or more. If it is yes, then internal audit is applicable. Or turnover, same during preceding financial year, whether it is rupees 200 crore or more. Or borrowings from banks and public financial institution. Acha, over here please be careful, don't just take the previous financial year figure. It is written at any point of time during the preceding financial year. All right, that means even for a single day, if it is 100 crore or more, they have technically written exceeding 100 crore, so you have to take more than 100 crore. Even for a single day, if it is more than 100 crore, then then internal audit will become applicable. All right, so it does not matter whether the year end position is less than 100 crore. What we have to see is that even for a single day, it should not cross 100 crore. Okay, public deposits, same at any point of time during the preceding financial year, rupees 25 crore or more. All right, if any of this condition is fulfilled, then internal audit becomes applicable. Once applicable, always applicable. In case of private company, only these two limits we are supposed to check. Only turnover and borrowings limit we are supposed to check. All right, when it comes to section 138 of Companies Act 2013, and they have given illustration questions separately which they have copy pasted from old syllabus when it comes to applicability of internal audit. All right, so both applicability and eligibility have questions, and they are very easy questions. You will be able to solve them. Okay, then the second part, I mean the last part of the chapter, because I already gave you guidance about SA 610, I gave you guidance about section 138, and now internal audit theory. Now listen to me very carefully. You have to act as if you are giving BCom exams for these 6-7 points. All right, when it comes to internal audit theory. Now that is why what I did is I spent a lot of hours and I created this note with codes and everything. All right, I've written it with my own handwriting, so please forgive my handwriting. I tried my level best. I wrote it slowly. All right, but what I've done is I've given the head points, I've given the code word, and I've elaborated them. Okay, so broadly I will just explain the points very quickly in the next 4-5 minutes or so. Okay, then I will tell you, then I'll show it to you which points are more important for exams. Okay, so after this video is over, then at least for those points you can give some time and you can remember them. Okay, so first, A, what are the activities to be performed, as an internal auditor? Oh my god. Okay, what are the critical activities? Internal auditor role kya play karta hai? What are the critical activities that he performs? Don't go for fakeology. No, apne aap se mat feko. You are supposed to go through my points. Okay. Now let me tell you, in between, beach mein, you will keep on seeing this SIA, standards on internal audit, standards on internal audit, standards on internal audit. If you don't remember that SIA number, it is fine. All right, but at least you should know that if this number is there in the question, don't get frightened. Oh my god, what is this question? Ignore that number and focus on the other part of the question. All right, so activities to be performed. Okay, you dare. All right, he will define the methodology of internal audit. He will see how many audit assignments are to be monitored. Then he will need the resource also, no? All right, then he will acquire it, train it. All right, then he will see whether there is any expert required for technical solution. So managing internal audit function, if you have in the question and if you have activities, then you have to go with this. Now, responsibilities of internal auditor with respect to accounting and financial records. All right, Mona is independent. Responsibilities of internal auditor with respect to accounting and financial records. Now listen to me. All the management policies and procedures and stuff that needs to be checked by the internal auditor. All right, with respect to accounting, financial records, he needs to observe the facts, situations, report to the management. All right, then he is not supposed to himself prepare accounts. वो खुद ही accounts बनाएगा, check करेगा. That should not be done, no? All right, then he will have to examine the accounting procedures and internal control. Okay, and he should ensure that he maintains his independent status. Okay, so these are the responsibilities of internal auditor with respect to financial accounting records. Yes, you have to pause the video, stay for 2 minutes, by heart this, and then move ahead. Even if you are remembering 2 points, it is okay. Don't skip this chapter. Hello, I'm trying to ensure that I keep the duration as less as possible to motivate you to see this video. All right, but please do not skip this chapter. Okay, internal audit plan. Whenever internal auditor is developing plan, it will be developed in consultation, discussion karega na with management and those charged with governance. All right, now what he should consider while developing this plan? So I've given a code word curve. First, he has to ensure coverage of all areas which can be covered. All right, then he has to see how many business processes are there, usme risk kya hai. All right, so where things can go wrong. Acha, how much risk management is able to absorb, kitna accept kar sakta hai risk, so that that level of control will also be required. All right, how he can be valuable to the organization, right? And what is the effort involved, how much effort will be involved. These are the things to be considered while developing an internal audit plan. Okay, and these are all module questions, so please be careful. Okay, now scope of internal auditor. So when internal auditor, what exactly is going to cover, kitna cover karega internal auditor? So he is going to review each of the managerial functions. Okay, what is going to review, my head or what? Nahin. So for that you have the code word GORI controls AC. He will first review that entity ka jitna bhi goals, objectives hai, whether it is being achieved or not, overall organizational structure, who reports to whom and stuff, whether resource utilization is properly done or not. All right, optimum utilization of resources वगैरह. Then the information is relevant, reliable or not. All right. Then what are the internal control systems, procedures? All right. You will just go through that. No. All right. You will review that. Then whether entity is able to protect its assets or not. All right. And compliance with law, plans, policies, procedures. Whether he is going to, whether the entity is complying with the policies or not. वो तो audit करेगा. He himself is not complying. I mean, he is not going to be the one executing it. वो audit करेगा. Okay. Then ethical principles of internal auditor: integrity, objectivity, independence. जो उसका meaning है integrity, honesty, truthful, objectivity, unbiased, all right, and independence, free from influence while forming opinion and stuff. I have to just explain that and finish it off. Qualities of internal auditor: internal auditor should have special knowledge and expertise of what? Of MOFA confidential. Just think about different subjects, no, management principles, business, financial, accounting, operations, all right, all these qualities he should have. Okay, thoda taarif karo. Okay, now this is little technical. 5 steps of performing internal audit engagement. So 5 steps of performing any audit engagement is: first, obtain the understanding of the business, plan it, gather the information, check it, and then the results reporting. Obtain knowledge of business, planning internal audit, gather the required information, perform the checks, and report the issues. And over here you will see lot of SIA references. Don't forget the references, just remember these words. And even if you write it with common sense, checking what you are going to, how you are going to check, sampling and testing and analytical procedures, and lots of points you can write over there. Okay. So I have written over here also, just go through this, no need to memorize all SIA numbers. Okay, this particular numbers, don't get depressed with these numbers. Okay, now very critical, extremely critical when we look at the module. All right, that is this point, internal audit report. Okay, there are 2 questions and both of them are fresh questions, please be careful. When it comes to internal audit report, they have given 2 SIA numbers. These SIA numbers I want you to remember over here at least. One is SI 370 reporting results. They are like कि chief internal auditor has to prepare 2 types of reports हो सकता है. एक particular assignment based. For example, management told you, internal auditor, internal auditor, yeah, please check the information systems. Now this is a particular assignment. So end of the assignment, we will give the report. And second is the normal thing that you see in the market: quarterly report, half yearly report, annual report. That is periodic report. All right. So tell them there are 2 types of reporting results, reports that we can create. Then what are the main parts of the report, key elements of the report? So when you, so code word is, when you drink ORS, it assures you of of freshness. Okay, so ORS assures. रिपोर्ट के अंदर क्या दिखेगा? द की एलिमेंट्स, ओवरव्यू ऑफ व्हाट वी डिड, ऑब्जेक्टिव, स्कोप एंड अप्रोच, then one reference to standards of internal auditing. Let me tell you, standards of internal auditing technically are recommendatory, all right, but mostly internal auditors follow it, but it is not compulsory to follow it. Then there will be a summary, because the executives would want to see the summary of key observations, corrective actions, all right. Then assures, then whatever assurance, isme reasonable assurance we are giving, isme limited assurance, whatever is the level of assurance that we will write. So I repeat, if you get a question on key elements of report, ORS assures, all right. Okay. Form and content of internal audit report. Now in detail they are explaining that broadly what are the paragraphs of the report. Sir, element is just a brief, all right, that report mein broadly ye hona chahiye. This is proper paragraphs that are required in the report, and they have just used these headings. Don't end up explaining every single heading. So SPA, rating and recommendation. I don't know kaun se mood mein tha while developing this code. SPA, rating and recommendation. All right. So what will be there in the report? Paragraphs dekhenge hum likha, the scope, the period covered, our findings. All right. Then main to you will see this in Big Fours also. Every single issue is given rating, medium issue, high issue and stuff. All right. And then recommendation to improve, that how they can improve. This rating and recommendation you will not see normally in statutory audit reports, but it is always there in internal audit report. All right. Then 390 mara, 390. All right. Then you start remembering your past, right? Exactly. Now look at this. SIA 390, monitoring and reporting prior audit issues. So as a chief internal auditor, whatever was pending in the past, whatever issues were pending, monitor them, close them, whatever actions you had recommended to them, whether management has taken those actions or not. All right. If they have not taken the actions, then what are the reasons? So you have to prepare full Excel sheet that is called as action taken report, ATR. So please ensure that you are remembering these points. Okay. At least broadly you should know about it. Then there is a very easy question of difference between internal and external audit. Internal audit and statutory audit का difference everyone knows it. I don't want to keep on repeating in this video. All right. Then there is this point, indicative objectives and scope of internal audit. I repeat, objective and scope अगर आया, indicative objective and scope of internal audit, then you can just remember girl also, that is fine. Alright. Internal auditor का objective and scope में एक तो governance function रहेगा, that means whether the entire entity's governance process, transparency process बराबर है कि नहीं. Then I for internal control का monitoring, that is तो है भारत का बच्चा will write. Alright. Then R for risk management, fraud and error and stuff. Alright. Okay. Then L for laws and regulations, and O for operations, F for finance. Or if you just remember Foley, then also it is fine. Alright, financial, operation, laws and regulations, and internal control. But remember the question, please. Alright, this you can ignore. Okay. Done. Now very quickly, wait. The questions. Alright, I told you about some test or understanding questions that are there. If you look at the theory questions which are given at the end. Alright, here, I'm ready, don't worry. So I'll just show you the points so that at least you will come to know that whatever sir has given in the notes is very important. There's a question on reporting. Okay. Again, the question on report. So you should see these questions and the answers so that you feel better. Alright. Sir, if you are not able to see it, then it is fine. Don't worry. These are questions on report only. Okay. Then one question on internal audit plan. The curve wala code word aaya tha na, curve. Over here, curve. Internal audit plan. Then approach to be followed. This was a little different question. उन्होंने आंसर में स्टेप्स का दिया, approach to be followed. These 5 steps. 5 steps. Okay. Then if you see again content of internal audit report. Okay. Then again this point is on internal audit report. This is that the normal SI 370. There are 2 types of reporting results. Alright, assignment based, period based, and little bit of format of report you're supposed to explain, that SPA rating, recommendation and stuff. Alright, over here, okay, it is about that SIA 390, monitoring and reporting on prior audit issues. Okay, last में करा है ना, SIA 390, monitoring and reporting on prior audit issues. So these are the questions that you're going to see, right? So at least do this much so you feel confident. Alright, I have tried my level best to cover everything without compromising on anything. Alright, okay, chalo, take care, all the best.